All in line. Starter sends them away from the 2,400 meter marker. Good enough start for them. One of the early leaders is Henry's Hedge. It's gone off to show the way. Home Reef is sitting up on the outside of runners. Passing horses up on the outside is Back for More. Woodworld's back in third. They followed by behind that one. Home Reef is back in fourth spot. About 6 lengths off the leader. They followed further back in the field by First Wish. George Handel is back one from last, and the grey Amazing Colours is at the back end, racing around 10 to 12 lengths off the leader. As Henry's Edge takes them along past the Algoa Cup start, 2,000 metres to go, and out in front is Henry's Hedge, leads it, led it by around 2-3 lengths there from in second position. Back for More, one off the rail. Woodworld's on third position down on the fence. Then we go 3 lengths back to Home Reef in fourth. The race is just outside of First Wish. Then came behind that one. Further back is George Handel, and at the back end of the field is Amazing Colours. They got around 12-13 lengths to make up. Henry's Edge as they go past the 1,200 metre marker, led it by 2 lengths. From in second position, Woodworld. Back for More's third in the yellow cap. Then Home Reef is keeping off the rail in the red and white. First Wish is further back in the field now. They followed by George Handel, and Amazing Colours is still the trailer. Got 12 lengths to make up as they go towards the 1,000 metre marker. Henry's Hedge still leads by 2 lengths to Woodworld. Then there's a break of 4 back to Back for More. On the outside of these is Home Reef in the red and white. Got about 6 lengths to make up on the leader. Then First Wish, George Handel, and Amazing Colours is at the back being pressed along. Coming towards the 700 metre mark and they're homeward bound. Henry's Hedge towards the outside has come to the outside of the track, still leads by 3. From behind that, Woodworld. Home Reef is going through along the far side in the red and white. Then George Handel. Back for More's further back, First Wish. As they come to the 400 metre mark, Home Reef now comes up to Henry's Edge. George Handel's between runners. Then came First Wish further back. It's Home Reef and Henry's Edge, these two fighting it out as they come to the 200 metre marker. George Handel's further back, then First Wish. Home Reef with 150 to go is clear. First Wish is running on. Then came Henry's Edge and George Handel further back, but Home Reef is going on strongly. George Handel tries to peg him back, but Home Reef has got it. Second to George Handel. Then came First Wish and Henry's Edge further back. Then Woodworld, Amazing Colours, and Back for More. There on replay, Home Reef took the inside route. Henry's Hedge was still right there. That's in the pink and blue colours. George Handel running on nicely towards the outside here in the yellow sleeves under Charles Ndlovu. But it will go the way of Home Reef and Louis Nkotwa. 2164, the numbers for race number 5.
Well, Home Reef is home and hosed, and he goes for the hat trick, all on the bounce. He's really done the Sharon Kotzen yard proud, and I know Sikona must have a grin from ear to ear. Sikona is his groom, and he gets 3 on the trot. That's been 3 1,500 Rand World Sports betting checks. AK, try and smile. AK's collecting on his behalf. Well done, Sikona in the yard, well done. Louis is going to come in and join me, and we've got to say a big thanks to Louis first of all. A little bit early in the day, Neil put the squeeze on you and said, what's your next best? And you said you're expecting a huge run from this fellow. And just to point out, it is your first win aboard him. Well done.
Thanks, Adrian. It seems like he enjoys Kacheri.
Yeah.
But I must say, he's matured very well this horse. He's racing properly. You know, I ran second on him a couple of times. The one time I got beat by Mr. Fox, I think Mr. Fox was ready on the day.
Yeah.
And it was a touch short also on the poly track. But yeah, no, he's doing very well this horse, winning that, was the Gold Cup. Yeah, he won that, and now he's bounced back again to win. Yeah, I just well done to Sharon and the whole team and the whole yard and all the owners involved, keeping him taking over. You know, looking forward to winning him again, if I can get him back.
Well, Louis, very well delivered here. We thought you won in fine style. Congratulations.
Thank you, and thank you to my sponsor, Sporting Post.
They'll be chuffed, they'll be chuffed. Sharon's going to come on in and join me, and we're hearing all about Home Reef back at home and what a sweetheart he is. And Sharon, I can say one thing that always strikes us about him is I call him Mr. Babyface, because he doesn't look like a 4-year-old. He's got these big, wide, round, innocent eyes, and it ties in with the fact that he has actually taken a while to mature.
Yes, he definitely has, and he's just one of those horses. You know, he doesn't put a thing wrong. He actually, you know, if you didn't know he was there, he goes to work, he does his job, comes home, eats his food, never leaves a grain. You know, he's just one of those horses that are an absolute pleasure to train, and he is a genuine out-and-out stayer. And he's only maturing now, so hopefully we're still going to have a lot more fun with him.
Well, I've got to ask you some difficult questions. It is the Algoa Cup next week. Why have you decided to give that a skip, and where will he be heading from there?
Well, at the moment, if you tend to run a place in like the Algoa Cup, you get handicapped out of racing. And, you know, he is still going through the ranks, so, you know, hopefully... we're going to give the Algoa Cup a skip, and we might just aim him at that staying race in Cape Town at the end of December.
That would be very exciting.
And then I would just like to say a big thanks to Stephen Pieterse, whose colours it is. It's nice to see them in the enclosure again. And to Kwesi de Klerk, to my husband Greg, and to Robin Stradum. You know, they always support me, and, you know, it's always nice to have the support from everybody. It's becoming really difficult now getting, you know, the other horses in. And I'd just like to say congratulations to Newbury Racing for breeding this Erupt gelding. And I'd just like to say a big thanks to my sponsor, World Sports Betting.
Oh, they'll be chuffed with you. Sharon, well done for another fantastic win from Home Reef.
Thank you.
Greg? Welcome on in.
Yeah, thank you very much. I dressed up for today.
I see, you are dressed very smartly, and it's great to have you in the winner's box. Home Reef, Neil did not want to know before races. I was much in the same boat, and you know this. I send you my selections ahead of time. He was right there at the top. We were both hoping for a big run, and we were not disappointed.
Yeah, no, he ran another fantastic race. You know, he's actually really, really maturing now and turning into a really nice stayer. So, yeah, thanks to my partners, Stephen and Kwesi and Robin. Robin's the lucky link in this thing, and Kwesi and Robin are very nice horses together. So I need to get a couple of more with them into that, yeah. But yeah, so as Sharon said, yeah, we had it nominated for the Algoa Cup, but on that point, you know, we were 4 kilos under sufferance. Yeah. You run a place in that, you already start off with a 8-point penalty for not even running if you run 5th. So not the right race for him. So we'll have to pick our races. He's still young. And there's, I think, hopefully still a bit of lots of staying in him for the next 2 years. So we'll see where we go. But thanks again to the partners. Yeah. And yeah, no, horses are flying out the yard quick and fun. If they're not good enough, they must go. So starting to get a couple of empty boxes. You're welcome to contact me anytime you want to see what else we got available.
Yeah. Well, I think he's a fantastic advertisement for the yard. I totally believe that 4 is just a starting point for him. Neil and I were also chatting about stayers. They tend to come a little bit later, go on a little bit longer, and I think that's going to be the case with this chap.
Yeah, there I must thank Glenn, because we're actually leasing this one. We leased it from Glenn, and to his owners, they gave us the opportunity to lease. Looks like we do well when we find one of these little gems to lease. Pedro was the same. He won Horse of the Year with Pedro, who was a leased horse. So, yeah, lots of opportunities for people if there's horses that come in that want to lease. Always place available to get a small share, yeah.
Fantastic. Greg, well done for this chap.
Thank you very much.
Another super win there by Home Reef for the Sharon Kotzen Yard. And as you've heard, if you want a little bit of the action in the Kotzen Yard, there are boxes open. Home Reef really performed well, rounding up a hat trick this afternoon. And we definitely will be seeing a little bit more of him, Louis Mokotwa, in the irons.